gorgeous, fabulous creatures, and welcome once again to this week's episode of the No BS Weight Loss Coach podcast. You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach. I'm just about to go into my regular spiel, but I want to start today by thanking you all so much for everybody who has been sharing, listening, downloading, saving. We're almost at 5,000 downloads now. I know, I think I said this last week and I'm like, we're nearly at 3.5, but we're nearly at 5,000. So thank you very much to everybody who has tuned in, shared, told a bestie, like any way that you can lift listen, this is what you always hear me say. When you give yourself permission to lift yourself up higher and live your life in the way that feels good and authentic to you and do something about this damn weight loss issue, you give another woman permission to do the same. So if you have been sharing, please do remember to tag me so that I can share you as well. And for those of you who are joining in for the first time, welcome. I'm so fucking excited to have you here as part of this community. We're a really tight community here of females that do, as I say, lift each other up. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, you may be seeing something a little different this week. My hair grew about 8 billion meters overnight. It's like a whole Rapunzel situation going on. I had hair extensions put in last night, yesterday. It took like a whole day, for which I was pining for them for months. I'm like, I'm getting these hair extensions. It's going to be amazing. My life's going to be fantastic. Well, I literally, it's not even been 24 hours and I'm like, I don't know how much longer I can keep these things in my head. They are giving me a headache. It hurts. I know beauty has a price, but how high are you prepared to pay? I'm not sure that I'm prepared to go this high. So we will see. It looks very cute. Definitely, I'm going to give it that. It looks extremely cute, but is this going to be an ongoing thing for me? Probably not, my darlings, probably not. So enjoy it while it lasts. But let me dive in today because I want to share with you a little message. And I also want to ask, for those of you who are listening, please message me on social afterwards. Come find me on Insta and message me and let me know what you think of the episodes, because I love chatting to you all. Like, nothing lights up my soul more than hearing from you guys. So I've got my green tea here. I've got my green juice and my green tea here. Everything is here because I was so sick last week. Like, I thought it might have been the big thing that thou shalt not be mentioned, but I don't think it was. Every test came back negative, and so I don't think it was that. I think it was just a really bad virus, but I was so incredibly sick. Thankfully, I had a podcast filmed in advance, so an episode still went out last week, but this week, whilst I'm still in recovery, I had run out of episodes. So today I slapped on that little bit of makeup, honey, and I'm like, girl, get your shit together. Women need this advice. So I want to talk to you today about, and I'm going to take it easy. You won't see me getting so as excited as I normally do because I am still in recovery mode. My voice is still a little bit sketchy and the whole vibe. But we're talking about what are we talking about? We're talking about doing what's fast versus doing what actually works. And why I think this is such an important topic to cover is because every woman in my community, me included, has done the crash diets, still hopes that a crash diet will work. Like, none of us, I talk all the time about we've got to change our mindset, and we do. Of course we do. But I'm not immune to the ads and the things that pop up on my home pages when I'm scrolling social and I just see this pill and this shake and this just fucking someone had a suction cup, rub this suction cup and all your cellulite will go, and I'm like, fuck, could that really work? And it's not to say that it doesn't. Maybe it will. I don't know. On that particular day, I wasn't prepared to spend $39.95 to find out. I may another day. I may do. But, I wasn't in that moment. But there are so many quote unquote quick fixes out there. None of us are immune to them. And the reason is because we have suffered, and I'm using that word on purpose, we've suffered with our body image. Because you may be carrying some extra kilos. I definitely feel that I am, but somebody could look at me and say, you're not, you're fabulous, you're perfect. Well, that's fine. That's their perception. I have gained weight since having the Marina in. I think we spoke about this, and I'm still waiting to get it out. I think that's happening in another week because I did gain about 6-8 kilos with the fucking Marina. And it's fine. If you're comfortable, you gain the weight and you're comfortable and you're happy, fantastic, more power to you. But I'm not comfortable and I'm not happy and I don't like it. So I am going to do something about that, what I can do. But what I will say is what like, so this are the things to be considered. What if I remove the Mirena and nothing changes? What if I remove the Mirena and it wasn't actually the Mirena? It was just my body changing and it was hormones, and that's how it is now. And these are all things to be considered. Like, you shouldn't just sweep it under the carpet and just say, well, I don't care. It's definitely going to be the Mirena. And if it's not the Mirena, I'll try something else. And if it's not that, then I'll try something else. I mean, you can try till the cows come home. What I always like to do, and I spoke to my hairdresser about this yesterday. She said she's going away on a YOLO trip. And I said, well, did you do the rocking chair test? Because she was like, I don't know, should I go? Should I not go? I said, well, did you do the rocking chair test? She said, what's that? I said, the rocking chair test is if you're deciding whether you should do something or not, you imagine yourself at 80, 90, 100 years old, sitting in your rocking chair. Are you going to regret not giving it a good hard crack? Like, if you're, and for those, for my overseas listeners, for those who are not Aussie, that means giving it a go. Giving it a go. That's Aussie slang for giving it a go. If you would regret not giving it a go, not giving it a crack, then that's your sign to go ahead and try. So I'm for sure going to take Mirena out, and it's not just for weight loss. It's just I've done more research since having it in, and I'm not comfortable having that apparatus in my body anymore. So I do want to get that out. I know that that's probably going to trigger a whole slew of other issues, like as my hormones now have to try and adjust. But I'm prepared to go with that. I've always been more into the natural side of medicine. My first job straight out of high school was in a health food store. So it's always been my passion. So I'm more than prepared to work through whatever comes up because I want the result that I want. I want real health. I don't want, and when I talk about, listen, let's be clear. I mean, I take medication every day for several issues. One of them being thyroid, another one being antidepressants. I'm not anti-medicine. I'm just saying for me, if I don't 100% need it in a particular area, I'm going to explore other options. That's what we're talking about. So if we're talking about today doing what's fast versus doing what works, so many things to be considered there. Does that mean that doing what fast won't be the thing that works? Not always. I mean, let's just put it back to dieting. Dieting works. I used to run around saying, diets don't work, you should not diet, diets don't work. Well, I've since changed my tune there because they do fucking work. Diets work if you want to lose a small amount of weight for a small amount of time. A diet is a perfect way to do that. If you have a high school reunion and you want to lose 5 kilos before your high school reunion, like, more power to you. On your bike, honey, off you go. A diet is a great way to do that. Be fucking aware. Like, don't be blind to the fact that you will gain it back afterwards because that's just the nature of diets. You cannot severely restrict in one area and think that you're not going to, the pendulum isn't going to swing back in the other area. That's just like, hello. It's stupidity. So at this point in 2023, I had to make some personal decisions around a lot of different things in my life. But one of them was, since turning 50, I really had to decide, do I want what's fast or do I want what works? I have fucking spent 30 years trying to get to where I want to go by doing what's fast. Please, in what fucking part of the internet is a 30-year timeline fast? Nowhere. You cannot find a single human being that will go 30 years. Well, how quick is that? You're amazing. Gee, I would sign me up. I want to do that 30-year process. 30 fucking years. And did I get where I wanted to go in the end? Why am I talking about 30 years? For those of you who have maybe never heard my story before, that's how long I wandered around in dieting hell. 30 years. It started when I was very young, like under 10. I was well aware that I was not how I quote unquote should look according to the magazines at the time, because that's all we had. There was no internet. Please, people, get with the program. We had Cleo magazine, we had Cosmo magazine, we had Dolly magazine, and for their mothers there was Family Circle magazine. Only a couple of these have still survived for decades, but most of them are now gone. And I will say they all, in their different forms and fashions, glorified women looking, as it still is to this day. Please, we've come a certain distance with body acceptance and, body positivity, but not very fucking far. Not really. Like, if you really look at it, a woman is still considered most attractive by the opposite sex, not by other women. we're all there cheering each other on, like clapping hand emojis. We're loving each other in our body positive bodies. But it's still a male-dominated industry, the beauty industry, and they are the ones that are still dictating, well, a woman needs to look like this, and this is how you should look, and you should be really skinny. It doesn't matter if you're nearly dying, just get skinny. So this is what I did for 30 years. I started my first diet probably under the age of 10. I remember telling my mum I wanted to go on a diet, and she was like, that's so ridiculous. Like, you don't need to do anything like that. You're beautiful as you are. I remember her saying, and I'm like, oh, okay. Mum says I'm beautiful as I am, so I must be beautiful as I am. But I went back out amongst my other girlfriends who were all doing diets and cleanses and ridiculous things. And one of the very earliest stories I remember hearing, because I did calisthenics as a youngster, I don't know why, my parents got me into that, but anyway, I'm sure they thought it was a good idea at the time. And the other girls were talking about, well, they needed to lose, 3 kilos or 5 kilos by the time this particular concert or thing that we were doing. And I remember one of my close friends said, that's fine, I just won't eat for 3 days. We were probably about 12 years old. And I thought, shit, is that how you do it? You don't eat. And the cycle really started for me. I then went on through my teenage years using different dieting methods to try and lose weight, because once I discovered sugar, I was like a little piglet, like you couldn't stop me. There was no holding me back. And then once I started earning my own money, well, honey, please. Now I could earn my own money to buy the sugar. Well, my butt was expanding at a rate of knots. But I was researching diets every chance that I got. I was studying what other women were doing. Weight loss was the obsession of my entire life, but certainly my teenage years. I had a bestie, we're still besties to this day, and we were always trying to lose weight together, like we still now. We always will talk about what did you do and what did you do and what's everybody doing, and it never really ends. It's so socially acceptable to talk about your dieting and your weight loss, but nobody wants to hear about the fact that I'm really comfortable in my body now, like I think I look great. People still judge. So by the time I was in my 20s, I had figured out, and another girlfriend had introduced me to, I'm going to say the name of this drug because I'm pretty sure it's gone now, and probably a lot of you have taken it. Duromine was the name of the drug that I took in my early 20s. A girlfriend who was trying to lose weight got me onto that, and that was, in its simplest breakdown, that was fucking speed. I didn't know that at the time. I've never done drugs in my life. I am seriously the biggest nerd. Like if you looked up hyper nerd on Wikipedia, there would be a picture of my face there, because I've never done drugs. I don't just look, I'm not like tooting my own horn. I'm just saying I never have had a desire to do that. I didn't smoke, I didn't drink. I'm a massive nerd in that area. So here was I popping speed and not knowing what was going on, but wondering why my heart was going at a rate of knots, exercising like a lunatic. It's a fucking miracle that I didn't have a heart attack, for real. And it wasn't until a girl that I was working with at the time, who was older than me, found out what I was taking, and she marched me down to the toilets in our workplace, and she made me throw them all down the toilet and flush them away. And I was really pissed off because that was like $50 of weight loss pills that were going down the drain. But she probably saved my life, in all fairness. So after that, there was endless parades of diet meal replacement shakes that I hopped on the bandwagon for. I did Herbalife multiple times. All the other, like Nutrisystems, all the different things. We all did them. I did Weight Watchers. I did all of the things. I don't think I did Jenny Craig. I didn't do Jenny. Poor Jen. She missed out on my dollars. But everybody else got their fair fucking share. And what I say is that this year I had to really, I didn't have to. I chose to take a look back on all of that, like that brothel of a weight loss past, and ask myself, is this something that I am wanting to continue? Is this something I'm willing to let go of now? And one of the main methods that I often use when I'm wanting to make a change in my life is to ask myself, what do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? And what do I need to keep doing? And I really felt the pull to make some major changes this year. As I say, I'm over 50 now, fucking hell. I'm 51. So I'm in that second phase of life where I'm really starting to think, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. And for any of you, my gorgeous honeys, that are in your fucking 20s, I am begging you, please listen to this message. Don't wait until you hit half a fucking century to realize what a dumbass you've been in your younger years, torturing yourself and your body just to get skinny. Sure, it might not make sense. It might seem ridiculous. It might seem like, but of course I need to lose weight, Kylie. What are you talking about? How else am I going to be happy in life? This is where you want to have a little faith, honey, because faith, what is faith? Faith is doing now what is only going to make sense later on. And I'm really, truly asking you to have a little faith in me and my experience at this point, because once you kick in the different eating codes and the things that I share with you in my free course, you will 100% get the weight loss that you want, the body that you desire, and the life that you're actually happy with, rather than tiptoeing a fucking round, thinking that when I lose weight, then if you're living in when then, you're not living a highly productive life. And I'm just going to go put it out there and say that you're definitely not living your best life. If you're living in when then, you are missing out on occasions, events, experiences that could and should be happening in your life. And I know a lot of coaches are like, you should never say the word should. I'm like, well, I just fucking dropped it, didn't I? You should be living a life that lights you the fuck up. And if you're not, then it's only your job to sit back and look and ask yourself, why is that? Where am I holding myself back? Where am I telling myself BS stories that I can't do this until? Where am I like running around in my head, running around in circles, telling myself the same fucking mantras that I told myself 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. This will all be different when I'm skinny. When I'm skinny, I'll be able to. Listen, I didn't eat out with my poor darling ex-husband. We never went out to eat because I flat out refused. We were married for 25 years. We were together for 25 years. Might have been married for 20, but we were together for 25 years. I can count the times on one hand. I remember 2 experiences, one very early in our marriage and one late in the marriage. That's pretty much it. I don't recall any other times that we actually went out to eat. And what a beautiful experience that is, because I refused to do it. He would ask all the time, like, can we go out to eat? It's the weekend. Let's go. Let's have breakfast. Let's have fun. No. Oh my God, no. I can't do that. I can't control the food. I don't know. The food will make me fat. I was so scared of getting fat that I would miss out on huge, beautiful experiences in my life because I was terrified of being fat. Now, with my current partner, Phil, whom I love dearly, we eat out all the fucking time. We can't get enough of eating out. He loves eating out because he loves food. He's Korean, so he's like all about the food. It's all happening. And I am in for the experience. I never again want to miss an opportunity to have a beautiful, fun, expansive experience. And food should be a part of that. You shouldn't be afraid of it. So when we talk about doing what's fast as versus doing what works, then I can have, this is the thing. I used to have very limited thinking. My thinking was very black and white, and it was very scarcity thinking. If I eat out, then I cannot have the weight loss that I want. That's not true. That's not true. I'm just going to say it one more time. That's not true. That was never true. Why? Because I eat a meal out, can I not have weight loss? On the other hand, on one hand, I'm going to eat out and have an amazing experience. And now the story that I'm telling myself is that's going to cost me weight loss on the scale. That's going to cost me kilos. That was never true. And here's how I can tell you with all certainty that that was never true. Because when you follow the eating codes that are in my free course, kyliepax.com/free course, it's dropping any minute now. When you follow those 5 steps, the 5 eating codes, you will be able to eat your cake and lose weight too. And the reason I say this is because I can say this with 100% certainty and all authority is because I haven't gained 85 kilos since eating Phil. I can thank God if you stop seeing him, I ate him. Since meeting Phil and then eating out with him so often, I haven't gained 85 kilos. I pretty much like maintained as per where I was, when we met. So it's not a thing. Eating out only will make you gain weight if you fall into the mindset of, well, I've broken my diet now. I might as well pig out and eat 10 billion things because I'm eating out. That is not the vibe. Girls, that is not the vibe now. That was never the vibe. You are not breaking anything just because you choose to enjoy a beautiful experience with somebody that you love and care about, or if you take yourself out for coffee. You are not breaking a perfect fucking eating streak just because you went out to eat and you had a muffin. That is not a thing. The muffin is not going to make you gain weight. It's the 15 packets of chips and the hamburger and the chips and the pizza and the ice cream and everything that you eat afterwards because you feel like you stuffed up with the muffin. That's what's going to make you gain weight. The muffin had nothing to do with it. So when we talk about doing what's fast versus doing what works is you assessing your situation and looking at it with all honesty and really asking yourself, am I proud of where I am? Am I happy with where I am? And am I proud of the way I've conducted myself in order to get here? If either one of those are a no, it's time for something to change. So my darlings, I am going to keep it really short and sweet today because as I said, I'm still in full on recovery mode. I'm sweating as I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm like, my body is, and true, this is what I talk about, listening to your body. My body is telling me, woman, go and lie down and have a little rest. And so I'm going to do that. But before I do, I just want to remind you, kyliepax.com/free course. The recordings have finally been done. Thank God I got them done right before I fell sick. So they're being edited now. And that free course is going live very shortly. So if you want to hop on the list, kyliepax.com/free course, don't miss out. It is everything you need to know to get everything you want this year, because these eating codes are not only applicable to the food choices that you make, you can apply them in every area of your life and become a fucking superstar in the places where you previously thought change is just not possible for me. I am sending you tremendous amounts of love. As always, thank you for joining me again this week. I can't wait to see you again next week. And until then, my beautiful ones, please do remember the only person who has the power to change your life is you. When you step up and take a good, hard, honest look at your current situation, where you want to go, and then you can see how fast you can close that gap. That's when you truly do have what it takes. I'm sending you so much love. I will see you all again next week. Until then, my gorgeous ones, bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com/free course and sign up for my free weight loss training so you can start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources in my past podcasts that will help you lose your weight without the BS diet drama. I'll see you next week.